Feels good to be back. Feels good to be live. I'm going to just give it a few moments for people to come into the chat. Let me know if you're here. Give me a little hi, I'm here. If you're new, let us know where you are from if you feel like participating. Yeah. Definitely got some things to share and definitely have some energy to read into as well. So I'll just give it a few more moments before I begin, because I know that social media algorithms have been messing with me today, as well as just AI in general. I equate that to the Neptune-Saturn conjunction, which I want to talk about deeply, go in depth in some of that, because today is the day that that conjunction is exact at 0 degrees of Aries. And I want to unpack some of this for us all, because I've had a lot of realizations of my own. Hello, Old West. Welcome. Good to see you. Yes, yes, yes. Many people are realizing that reality isn't exactly what they thought it was. And that's really what has been the buildup through. Glad to be with you. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. It takes a little while for everything to catch up, so I don't like to jump into everything all at once, but I don't want to wait too long. So I'm going to just kind of start talking about some of these the build up. We've had this build up through it started in 2024 through 2025. It was just sort of smaller gaps and periods of time where our reality was being questioned, or we were being prompted to question more than we normally would. Okay, looks like we have a few more people coming in here. I also want to wait to see. Oh, okay. See what I mean? Technology is really interesting today. But I will say this, there's no going back. There is no going back to the way things were. And I know that is a coping mechanism for many. I understand it. I have empathy and compassion for all who want to run and hide from the truth that's being exposed, because that is something that we want to run back to, something that's comfortable, even though it wasn't comfortable to begin with. Yeah, a huge dissolving and reconstructing reality. This energy of the Saturn Neptune and conjunction in Aries is also, on the flip side, assisting us in bringing our dreams into reality, making them solidified and real. But this is a very sobering energy. You may feel a little tired or a lot tired, dreamy, confused. For myself personally, and I made the thumbnail, the sun shining through the trees, because for me personally, as many of you might know, I've been battling with being really sick for going on, this is week 2 now, and I'm much better than I was last week, but I had to really sit with why am I not feeling all the way better? And it dawned on me, where I live anyway, we have not seen the sun for at least a month. It may have been out briefly for like a few minutes here and there, And what it was completely covered with chemtrails and a screen of whatever is in that, which I won't go into, but do your own research. um, and I realized that I am experiencing an extreme deficiency in vitamin D3. So I did go out to my health food store where I live and I got some vitamin D3 and some more magnesium. Hopefully that will at least assist me. And I did some research, and definitely I was experiencing the symptoms of being severely deficient in vitamin D3, which is extreme tiredness, not being able to, the immune system is lowered, not being able to fight colds and flus and viruses that are going on. Uh, or like completely fight them off. Aches and pains, joint pains, muscle weakness, and even weakness and pain in the bones, which I'm not experiencing quite that, but even like I'm having shoulder pain and stuff like that. So for any of you who might be having these symptoms or this experience, check it out. It wouldn't hurt to just get yourself a supplement of vitamin D3 to assist you if you find yourself in that category, because I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. We are discussing many topics, but I wanted to go into some of the astrology currently. So I was talking about not necessarily the weather, but the weather as a topic. I strongly feel that there's a lot of geoengineering going on. Again, where I live, it's been at least a month, maybe longer, since the sun has been shining, since we've seen the sun. And I live on the East Coast of the United States. I'm not in Alaska or anywhere like that. Um, we normally would see the sun. And so, yeah, it's definitely taking its toll on us, not just myself, but on many people. And we've had extreme amounts of cold and snow here, to the point where we were in the negative, single digits to the negatives. And just last night, we started to get some rain, and I'm excited. The snow is going to melt because it has been really difficult getting around and doing the things that I normally do in nature with so much snow. So yes, it melted some of the snow, only to find out that we have another severe snowstorm heading our way Sunday night. So great. um, Again, I feel like no matter what comes our way to that really like seems to take us down, this is sort of riding the waves of energy. Whatever may come our way that might suck us down, finding ways to get back up, stand back up, get back up on top, getting that breath, taking your vitamin D3. More so due to human activity. Well, that definitely has a lot to do with the energy as well. And we can go into that. I really wanted to discuss some of the astrological transits that have been leading up to what is actually playing out on the world stage right now. Really waiting for a few more of my, at least one of my moderators to come on before I get into that. But again, if I don't see them, I'm not going to hold back much longer. We're already 9 minutes in. So might as well give it a start. Let's go back to what I was discussing. An active transit that began in 2024 and is going to be active until 2028. This is Uranus and Pluto trine. This is a harmonious transit, meaning those two planets are working harmoniously together. It may not feel that we're experiencing harmony right now, but ultimately that is the goal. That is what we are working towards. New Englander here too, ready for this winter to be over. Yeah. Okay. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like enough already. It just, and you know what? If we get snow, fine, but I need some sunshine. I really need some sun. It is important that we get at least 10 minutes of sun on our skin a day. And when we don't have that, it starts to take its toll eventually on the body. So, artificial light is not going to do it. Do what you can for yourself, all of you. We are under attack in many different ways. Frequency wars, our food is poisoned, our airways, the air is poisoned, the water is poisoned. All of these truths, things that I've spoken about for many, many years now, considered a conspiracy theorist. For those of you who have also been labeled conspiracy theorists, well, congratulations, we made it through the ride. We aren't the crazy ones, are we? Suddenly it's the topic of discussion with everybody, right? We're not going back. So getting back to this trine, this is a trine that is meant to bring major structural, societal transformation, also personal innovation. So we're riding this transit out until we've got this year to 2028. Perfectly said. What kind of energy to be expected with those planets in harmony? Well, okay. So we're talking about the first wave of energy that we've been in. It was we're in the peak of it this year. 2026 is the peak activity. Strong transformative breakthroughs are anticipated in the year of 2026. So what do we have? We have Uranus, the planet of shocks, of surprises. It's the catalyst. It is the awakener. It is the unexpected. I did not see that coming. Energy. It is the lightning strikes. It is very energetic. Hi, Steph. Yay, caught you live. So we have that planet working harmoniously in a trine with Pluto. Pluto is the planet of transformation. It is death and rebirth, dissolving all that was so that we can have a clean slate to create, to be who we truly were meant to be, to know our own internal powers, our energetic powers, and here on the planet, and not giving that away to forces and others outside of ourselves. Interestingly enough, now I'm on a roll. Interestingly enough, the way that life tends to work with me, especially in the psychic realms, is I will hear a word nonstop, a word that I'm not familiar with, so much so that I need to like understand what this word is, and then it comes together. And so the word was bardo. And I heard it especially yesterday. There's a town apparently around where I live that's named Bardo, and somebody kept saying Bardo over and over and over again. And Bardo is the transitional state between death and rebirth. It is that in-between state. So, and death really, if you even think about it in the physical sense, it is not a completion. A butterfly does not die. A caterpillar doesn't die to become the butterfly. It goes through the transformation. It is a doorway from one room to the other. Okay, hold on one second here. I have to be my own moderator for a bit. Sorry. So we're in this window. We're in this bardo from 2024 to 2028. 2026 being the peak time. We're having catalyst after catalyst, activation after activation. Uranus energy, shocks, surprises, unexpected. It's shaking and waking us up to who really gets to define reality? What is real? Questioning everything. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing because we were taught everything. It was embedded and implanted and programmed in our minds from a very early young age. And our parents and their parents and their parents. We're breaking that cycle. This started, the Pluto-Uranus, we had a touch of it back in the 1960s, but it never really got going. Now we've got some momentum in this energy. Now it's working with Saturn and Neptune conjunct, working together at 0 degrees Aries, the 0 point, the beginning phase. This transit has never happened in our lifetimes. And I'm sure you've heard many astrologers say this over and over again. This is a big deal. And I want to talk about Rick Levine, who is a very intelligent astrologer. I look up to him, and he has a lot of informative, he's just an amazing, like, plethora of knowledge. I want to quote him on something about this energy I'm talking about, because we have Saturn, which is about the boundaries of our 5 senses, the boundaries, what we can actually see, hear, what we can experience as far as what our reality is. And Neptune, the boundarylessness, the unseen, but the very, very much felt. It is the dream. It is our dreams. It can be considered fantasy, illusion. But I'm seeing this as like, oh, there's so much more here. Rick Levine said, we once thought that Saturn was reality and Neptune was illusion. Now we're beginning to understand that Neptune is reality and Saturn is the illusion that there was a reality. Let that sink in for a moment, because I got chills just when I heard that. What we thought was reality is not. And this is going to continue to churn up and show itself over and over and over again in so many facets of life. Bardo is an interesting concept. Was just looking it up more. Yeah. I mean, I've heard of it. I just never really took the time to like look at what is Bardo, right? I've heard the word, but like when I heard it over and over again, I'm like, okay, Spirit wants me to like connect some dots here. And so this is what we're doing together. We're connecting some dots. So Saturn is the illusion that there was a reality. A shift, this is a shift in a way of thinking. What is real? We have intelligence that appears to be artificial. We have news that appears to be factual, yet it is fake. What is real, right? Oh, 2026 is going to be quite the interesting year. We're just getting started. So buckle up, everybody, and get in alignment with your intuition, with your discernment. Get very grounded and try not to be swayed one way or the other, because there's a lot of energies that are taking our attention this way and that way. And yes, there's horrific things that are being disclosed. These things have been going on forever, for lifetimes. We just weren't exposed to it. And I'm not condoning anything, but I'm trying to help everybody get grounded in what this year is all about. How we can come back to our heart, how we can come back to being humanity, to regaining our own understanding of, I have a say here, I have some power here. My energy is influential. All of us. That's why that we had to put, and it's a very survival instinct way of being, but put our faith and trust in something outside of ourselves. How do I like to define what is real for myself? That's an interesting question, because I've even had some shocking wake-up calls in a few areas. Nothing really shocks me anymore, but Um, what is real is what I can feel. What is real is what I have a resonance with. And what is real for me is love, is compassion, is empathy, is harmony, is being in balance and being in balance with my very nature. If something is not in alignment or in balance with the very nature of my essence, my being, then it may possibly not be real. I'm not going to define it one way or the other, but I flow with life based off of this, my sensory systems and how it feels. And it's even if you are psychic, a medium. I have many, many friends that are mediums, that are psychics. I work with a beautiful group of people in this department. We get we get trickster energies coming in because if we have any holes in our auric field, in our energy field from unprocessed or unhealed pain, these entities, these energies, they know us. They've known us since birth. They know where to get us in the mind. And you've got to really know yourself in this game. Basically, you've got to be the observer of yourself in this game of life. Yeah. So what else did I write down here? I think that's all I really wanted to share as far as the astrology right now. I mean, obviously we are in an eclipse window as well. We had our new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius this past Tuesday, I believe. This Neptune energy, I'm like, what day is it? And that eclipse was over Antarctica, which is a very potent area of this construct that we live in, because there's a lot hidden and a lot going on in Antarctica that will be uncovered and revealed eventually. And then in another 2 weeks, we will have the full moon eclipse. Eclipses are, I just can't, I sound like a broken record, but they are course correctors. If we have veered off path, our soul's path, we're all here on our own unique path. We've all incarnated here to experience that which we are not, and then to awaken and come back to the truth of the soul, of the heart, of what we truly are, of the light. And so if you veer off path a little too far, the eclipse energy is usually going to course correct you and bring you back onto path, onto your soul's path. And it is very humbling. The ego can get in the way, but not through this energy. I think it's actually a very humbling experience. What am I looking forward to I feel like I'm being interviewed. Thank you. What am I looking forward to most in 2026? I'm looking forward to the most, and I'm already starting to see this come together, because it is an energy that I'm putting out there. I'm constantly putting out there is community, where it doesn't matter who you voted for or what you believe in, that there's something so much deeper and stronger that brings humans together to unify. And unfortunately, a lot of times it is cataclysmic events that brings people together, to help one another, to help those less fortunate. I also am looking forward to seeing more people awaken to the truth, their truth and their light, and just becoming the change that we all need, where we are treating one another lovingly and with respect, treating the earth that way, the animals. Mostly, if I'm honest, I don't need validation. I am a Scorpio, yes. I don't need validation, but being ostracized and labeled as a conspiracy theorist, and having all of the things that I would talk about and then kind of kept quiet because I was guided to, be more of an observer for a while. Having these things be truly revealed is a weight that is lifted, not just off of me. I've had this conversation with many other people, and it is like, we don't like to see the suffering and the pain and the shock in others, but at the same time, it relieves the weight that we felt like we had to carry for so long. So, but truly, 2026 is a game changer for humanity. Yeah. So, do we have any moderators here yet? I want to get into the cards. I just want to make sure that the chat stays. It actually is. Welcome, everybody. How are you all doing? And if you don't mind, let me know where you're from. I know we have somebody from New England. How's everybody doing? Anybody have anything to share before we get into the readings? I typically will do a collective reading, and then I'll read into each of the 4 elements. But I always say, take what resonates. Take what resonates for you. We all have 12 zodiac, all 4 elements within our makeup. They're just in different placements, different spaces and areas. So whatever resonates, take that, leave the rest. You don't need to create a story or any more confusion for yourself or anything. So, all right, nobody wants to share. We'll get into the collective reading then. Oh, hello, watching me from India. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yes, I see that 2026 is it's a turning point for humanity, for the masses, realizing like, what is this? What is this actually? And then recognizing like, oh, I'm a part of this. My beliefs, my energy, my vibration. We're really truly moving into the age of Aquarius, which is vibration. Everything is flowing through frequency. We're not going to be able to think our way through this year at all. We are going to have to really truly feel and flow through it. So big celestial alignment, February 26th. There's a powerful, powerful, powerful time to be alive. So make it what you want it to be. Truly, that's the liberation. The restrictions and restraints placed on all of us through belief systems and the patriarchy and the control, fear-based control tactics, that is being dismantled. Now, again, if each and every one of us empowers ourselves to no longer align with that, no longer give any power or strength to those forces, it's going to happen a lot faster. A lot faster. I'll tell you what. There's so much more that's going to be revealed this year. Specifically in this country, the United States. But worldwide. All right, this is a collective message. We have the Wheel of Fortune, first card out. Yeah. That wheel is turning. We have the North Node in Pisces. The last sign of the zodiac. The completion. The dissolving of the old. The dissolving of the false. The opening of a space to create new. Hi from Australia. Welcome. And this wheel of fate, wheel of destiny is turning. There's a lot of completions, a lot of endings that are happening. Hello from Chicago. Welcome, welcome. Okay, now it's coming through. I think there's a delay on my end. I'm sorry, guys. Sonia, that's what my North Node is, my birth chart, Pisces. Wow, I'm sure you're going through some massive changes. I'm sure. The North Node, in the way I interpret the North Node, it's not as easy as like, oh, it's your destiny. Yes, it's your soul's destiny, but we have to grow into it and let go of all of the South Node, the Virgo, for you. The perfectionistic ways, or having to have everything neat and orderly and detailed and all of those things. And it's like mind, getting out of the mind and getting into like the feeling of it, the flow of it all. Hello from India. We have another one from India. Welcome, welcome. But you're doing it, we're doing it with the collective North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. Whew, it's beautiful. There has never been a time on this planet as there is now, as the passage that we are going through now. Never. Never in the history of the precessional cycles, not that I can recall from studying indigenous cultures, studying ancient texts. There's been prophecies from all over speaking of this time, because this is such a big time. I don't know how many of you, when you first started to have your awakening or connecting to spiritual stuff, I know for me it was like, it's such an exciting time. You were in line. You couldn't wait to be on planet Earth at this time. And I'm like, why? You know, why? I mean, that was many years ago, but now I understand it. Always wondered what it meant to have that as my North Node, though. Well, that is really the undoing of everything that has ever been. It is the undoing of identifying with who you thought you were and opening yourself up to your soul. What your primordial, the soul is eternal. When we leave these bodies, for any of you who've had out-of-body experiences, we're still ourselves, but not in the body. And we're not connected to the ego or the belief systems. It's very innocent and free. So we have Wheel of Fortune. Endings and beginnings. completions. Okay. Okay. All right. One more. Returning to innocence. Exactly. Oh, I love this message. This is a collective message we're starting off with. What we are leaving behind, what we are letting go of, what we are, it's almost like you can't help but, because of this year and all that is going to be revealed, and that Uranus Pluto trine shown. You can't go back from it. You can't undo it. It is beautiful because it is liberating and leaving behind lack mentality, fear of being left behind. This is what's been placed on us. This is the program. If I don't do as I'm supposed to do, if I don't act as I'm supposed to act, if I don't have, this is the energy of like somebody who has either lost a lot of money, material possessions, or just been really like left homeless, maybe even. There's a lot of sadness, emotional, like focusing on what's gone wrong instead of focusing on what you still have, love and or just life itself. Maybe you have all of your limbs, you have 2 legs and 2 arms and 2 eyes. Sometimes we do not appreciate what it is that we have. And so we go through these dark passages to really down on our knees until we let go and we can have that gratitude for what it is that we still have. There's no more fear that something's going to be taken away. What is created by all of that is strength, passion, endurance, courage to think outside of the box, courage to no longer play by these rules that were placed on us, courage to no longer go along with the status quo. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. Okay. I thought that I would have at least one of my moderators on here by now. Sorry, guys. Let me just comb through the chat here. Yeah, time to look inwards. I'm not doing personal messages here. You can reach out for personal private messages, but I'm doing collective, and I am doing the elements, so there could be something in there for you that will resonate with you. Yeah, this is that Bardo. And it's felt like we've been in this liminal space. 2025 was like stretching us thin and really pulling one thread at a time of the old out. And what are we still clinging on to, right? It was one thing after the other, after the other. And then all of a sudden 2026 is like, bam, whoa, wake up call. And we're only in February right now. But truly, it's we're closing that cycle of clinging to anything and realizing like none of that really mattered to begin with. overall, we have the Four of Swords, and that does speak of like taking some time to really contemplate where your thoughts are, what your beliefs are, what have I been putting my time, my effort, my energy into? Hi, Dustin. No, I do not think that we die just to cease to exist. There is no death. As I was saying, death, when we leave our body, is just a doorway to another room, to another realm, to another space. The soul is eternal. I'm glad you're here, Dustin. I've had to moderate myself for about 40 minutes now. So thank you. Thank you all for being here. There's a lot of new people here. We have a few people from India, somebody from Australia. We have New England. I'm sure there were more. I know I missed a bunch. Whoops. That's okay. So back to the collective message. Well, that is the collective. Okay. That is the collective message. This is where we're at. And it's a beautiful passage. Know that this is ending. If you're in that space where you're just like, I can't lose another thing, if you're still in that space of like, what's next? What's next? That is coming to a completion. And even that is part of the process. Eventually you get to a space of like, looking back, where have I been? What have I done? And that's definitely this Saturn, Neptune energy. I don't know if you guys have had the same experience, but dreams have been very, very powerful and potent in bringing back to life anything that we need to revisit to let go of. Whether it's something that's fear, whether it's a relationship, whether it's something you identified with, any of that stuff. And if it's not in your dreams, it's in your waking life. Life speaks to us in much more subtle ways and sometimes in very blatant, obvious ways that are really getting our attention in a big way. So, Dustin, you'll have to go back to the beginning after this because I had a lot of really amazing things to share about this time that came to me before I came on live through the astrology. So, who are we going to start off with first? Fire. Fire signs. All right, this is for the fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Ooh, and we are now in the year of the fire horse. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Again, take what resonates for you, and I highly suggest listening to all four elements, as we do have all four elements within us, within our makeup, our zodiac chart. We have all 12 signs, all four elements. So what do we have for fire? Excuse me. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay. Okay. One more. Okay, thank you. All right. All right, fire signs. Remember, we're in the bardo. For those of you who are just beginning, it's starting with us. That's the buzzword for this session here. fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sag. So there appears to be something that has not turned out to be the way that you anticipated it to be. Four of Wands in reverse. Something needs to come into balance. Things are coming into balance. However, we're starting off with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, which speaks of maybe still struggling with finances, money, or just resources in general. It doesn't have to be money. Stability, something that you could use to, I think, well, actually, I don't, help me out here. Hold on. Oh, okay. It's been a perspective. It's been your perspective that something had to be a certain way for it to be in balance. And I feel like the passage you're going through right now is trying to show you that there's more than one way to get to your destined space that you're trying to get to. So that this Four of Wands is upright. Four of Wands is like a completion of sorts coming, some would say like a milestone, just the next step on your journey. And what you're discovering is just that you have it within you all along. And with this understanding that it is within me, I don't need something outside of me to get me to this place. It's within me, and I feel that. Each and every time I get into this space of elation, of happiness, of joy, of satisfaction, of, no, more than satisfaction, of appreciation and gratitude, another new opportunity opens up. Bing. So you're starting to pick up, like, it is already been within me. I don't really need this. This is what was taught to me. This is how everybody else operates. But every time I try to get to the Ten of Pentacles, it's in reverse. I'm throwing myself out of balance. I'm throwing my path out of balance. So it's like this wobble, and you're sort of coming into temperance, balance. It's beautiful. You're putting the puzzle together yourself. Fire signs. You're starting to really figure out that you have the power within you all along. It's been a difficult passage. It's not easy because it's not even the knowing, the mindset is one thing. The action, the doing is another thing. The feeling of having something that isn't there yet is another thing. But it's layers and layers of old energy that had to be let go of. And then a balancing, a recalibration of the nervous system over and over and over again. But you're there, you're getting there, you are there. You're real, because each and every time you're in that space, what is it called? Like the vortex, that space, the magician, the alchemy. Bing, something else comes in manifests in your way, whether it's a person or a resource or something that gives you a jolt, gives you like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be, and it's exciting, and it makes you feel amazing. Good for you. Beautiful. Keep on going. All right, fire signs. Got me all hot. Who's next? Well, I'm hearing water right off the bat. Water or air. Well, we're going with water. Time for a makeover. Yeah. That's it. Complete renovation. All right, water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What do we have for the water signs? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Oh, you're Sag. You know, I have a stellium in Sag. I have Mercury, Venus, Neptune. Oh my gosh. And Jupiter in Sagittarius. I have 4 planets in Sag. 3 of them in the 3rd house. All right, water signs. Wow. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. So this subject is going to actually be on some past relationships that you've had that were very, very transformative for you, yet extremely painful. And there was like a lot of confusion for a while for many of you as to what happened, or what was this, or why was I attracted to that person, or why is this person brought into my life to begin with? Okay, let's keep going. You may have already like moved beyond this, yet right now you find that with the 6 of Cups, there are memories or dreams, or maybe even the actual person coming back into your life. But it's not as triggering. It's not painful. There's still some things that are not clear. And I feel as though, yeah, there's a part of you that has just always yearned for that clarity. Like, it's not enough to realize and recognize, like, I am a completely different person now than I was then, and for the better. And I had to have this experience to be able to go through this transformation. Yet there's still a sense of like something was lost. So this is a key relationship. This is, I mean, some would call, we'll just say like a major soul contract. Had a big impact. This isn't just any old relationship. And when I say relationship, for many, yes, it was very in-depth relationship, very intimate relationship. For others, it's a friend or somebody, but they had such a strong magnetic pull, a strong influence over you at the time. And that is because sometimes when we even realize and recognize, oh, I shouldn't really be interacting with this person, but there's a strong pull to them, it's because there's like there's a transformation that is meant to happen. It's already written in the stars. It's like a contract. You guys already signed up to do this thing before you incarnated. There's still this sense of sadness or loss of some sort, though, when this memory comes back up. Because whatever was activated in you to create that great transformation, you haven't been able to replicate it in any of your other relationships or even within your relationship to yourself. This is deep. Okay, let's keep going. Water signs. It's like a deep sense of sadness that you're on your day-to-day, you're able to just easily, it's not that it's impacting you on your day-to-day anymore. It may have had a deep impact on your day-to-day for quite a while, and now it's just like when this memory or when this reminiscing comes back up, it is of this divine essence, of this innocent. It is linked to the innocence of you within. Maybe it has something to do with your childhood, something that had been taken from you in childhood, like father wound, mother wound, something deep like that. And you may have already realized that. Like I'm talking to somebody who's done a lot of healing. Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Overcome a lot. Overcome your fears, your challenges, your obstacles. The only thing that's left is in the emotional body. So we have the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. A sense of something's missing, something's lost, something I'm never going to experience that feeling again. And then there's yeah, I mean, both of these cards are really just saying the same thing. But you are. You just haven't realized it yet. You've overcome so much. You are not the same person you once were. You're not the same person as you were then. And it did get you in touch with that innocence. It did get you in touch. It helped you go through and heal all of those wounds that were hidden from you. It uncovered a lot of what you weren't able to see within yourself. And it's been a long passage, but there's a great awakening. Look at that. That's beautiful. That is happening here. So don't give up on love, I'm hearing, water signs. It is right around the corner. So whatever memories are coming up, resurfacing from this past experience or past relationship, let it show you what you may still be holding on to emotionally or believing about yourself, or about like, I just feel like there's a sense of like, I don't know, maybe I'm just never going to feel that way again kind of experience. And that's just not true. So get that out of here. Remember, the first card out for the collective was the Wheel of Fortune. This is changing big time. So that's what I have for you, water signs. Whew. And I know, I understand that. Man, I have to say, I've had quite a few past relationships come up in my dreams. And I would wake up and I'd ask my guides, I'm like, what was that all about? And then I was shown who I am now versus who I was then, and what it felt like to not speak my truth and be authentic all the way. Why did I hold back? Why didn't I stand up for myself more? It's a passage. It's a rite of passage. It's coming, water signs. All right. Let's get into the air signs next. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What's going on with the air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. My cat is going crazy behind me right now. She's chasing her tail or something. Oh, we've had a lot of paranormal activity going on here in the last 2 days too. I live in a very old stone house, if you guys haven't noticed. It's from the 1840s, and it's very clean. We have a lot of amazing spirits here, but outside we've had some strange things go on. And last night, Luna was sitting at the bay window that's behind me, and she started puffing up and hissing out the window. And so I thought, well, maybe another animal came out. And it was dark, and I turned the lights on. I went out. There's nothing out there. And she sat there for like an hour, puffed up, and she doesn't normally do that. And when we have a lot of animals that come through, she doesn't act that way. The night prior, my son was here, and he came out on my porch, and he said, there's a strange noise going on out in the woods. And he said, it sounds like a pig. And it did sound like a pig at first. And we sat there for a while, and then I was like, I don't know. It sounds like an animal that's like suffering or being eaten or something. But it just got getting louder, and then it moved, and I said, maybe it's a bird, and then it moved up into the tree, and then it was back down. I don't know. It's snowy and icy here still, so a part of me was like, do I put my snow boots on and go trek out there with a flashlight to see? And anyway, I didn't. It stopped, but I had a feeling that's what Luna was puffing up about outside too. Like, are there ETs out there? What is out there? Anyway, air signs. Just thought I'd share some of the fun things that happen around here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What do we have for the air signs? Ooh. Okay. 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 Yeah, I do. I live in the woods, in the forest. Prince of Wands. Oh. Oh, air signs. This is so sweet. Okay. This is eclipse energy too, guys. So course corrections and the bardo and the space in between and all of that. Keep that in mind. So overall, we're going to start your reading off with the overall energy, which is the Eight of Pentacles. That's Venus energy right there. That is like what really calls and speaks to you. What's of value? What's important? What do you love? What do you cherish? What's truly important to you? Well, right now, you're going through a massive healing process. But I see this beautiful light coming from the star, and it's shining on her crown. Let me cover her up a little bit, but it's shining on her crown, almost the third eye. No, it's crown. It's on the top. You're being activated right now. And that's why things aren't really moving forward quite yet. You may feel this energy of like, why aren't things like working out? Like, why aren't things going my way right now? This is why you're going through a major activation right now. And it's bringing you towards like what's really important here for you, for your soul, for your journey. I'm also hearing your connections, your connection to yourself and your connections to others, how you can connect deeply to others. That's what's changing, because there's been a lot of dissociation and disconnection. And I feel like a lot of it's on your part. I mean, it takes two to tango, right? Or more. But you've been in your head a lot, a little bit too much, and it's caused you to not really meet other people and like fully connect to them or even know what's going on. in your relationship dynamics. But this is because you're going through an activation. You've picked up on a lot of truths, things that are being revealed now. You already knew them, but you also kind of had a way of just checking out so that you could feel more comfortable. When I say checking out, it can be anything from like maybe you play video games all the time, or you're, dabble in substances to make you feel better, or shopping. It could be addictions of some sort, just like, or just totally like zone out somewhere. And it has really depleted your will, your drive, your determination to like get going, get things going. But overall, it doesn't seem like it's causing you too much trouble. What's happening is you're going through a major activation. So you're probably going to feel within the next week or two, like boom, a jolt of energy just kind of hit you, and suddenly you feel alive again. I've been going through these waves myself. Oh, and I am a Libra ascendant, so that makes sense. Like, I'll feel like, oh my God, I feel alive. I feel like myself again. And then all of a sudden, boom, I got hit with the flu, right? And then I'm like zonked out in bed. It's kind of like that, but you're going to get another jolt of this star activity. And this is like your cosmic relatives, your star brothers and sisters are speaking to you, and you're having a lot of remembering. Good for you. That remembering, you're actually going to be able to connect with other people about that. You're going to reconnect with people who have the same, who have been able to see, and depending on what generation you are, that's also, there's a lot of people from certain generations that like see the truth, but they have to like stumble through the third dimensional realities, that old Saturn reality, just to get by, and like wah, wah, wah. Well, this is what's changing. Oh, there you go. Ace of Wands below that. Bam! That lightning bolt. There you go. Air signs. Trust the process. You're going to have that electricity going through you again and reconnecting to yourself and to others very soon. Trust that you're going through a massive, massive upgrade and healing and activation. Oh, same animals in the yard all the time. Yeah, I just never heard this one. Like, I know what a fox sounds like at night. I know what baby raccoons sound like, human babies. Foxes sound like somebody's being murdered out there. And I know all these sounds. This sound, never heard that one before. Never heard that one before. Neither did my son. We were just like, and then when I went outside to record it so I could send it to my brother-in-law, it stopped. And I couldn't. So it is what it is. Last but not least, we have the earth signs. Capricorn. Excuse me. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. What do we have for the earth signs? What does the fox say? Capricorn. All right. Okay. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Okay. Little stubborn energy there. It's not, well, I guess that's my interpretation of it. It's not necessarily stubborn. There's a deep lesson here that you are in the midst of really coming to. Like, it's like you had an understanding, but this is like the full understanding. And I feel like, when you get to that understanding, it will be humbling, because it is, you've got to take a deep look inward at yourself. So we are talking about relationships and love, taking some time to yourself, sitting back, contemplating, reflecting, trying to ask those deep questions to yourself, and maybe having those important conversations with others. Maybe you have others that are helping you along, but ultimately, earth signs, this is your test, your process, your journey, your experience. And it is, the one beautiful thing about relationships is they are a mirror to our relationship to ourselves. We would not know ourselves or be able to fully see ourselves if we didn't have the mirror, the cosmic mirror of a relationship to others. We wouldn't. So it seems as though Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you've gone around and around and around in this karmic wheel. And it may be with the same person, it may be with different people, different faces, same energy, same lesson, same experience, ultimately, that you have to really get before you're going to be able to move to the next phase of life. And it seems as though you've really wanted to have things your way. You wanted to see things your way and only your way. It's like, I'm right. There's a humbling here that's about to happen. And not necessarily, this could be more than one relationship. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse also. How well do you work with others? How well do you collaborate with others? Are you in that for the long haul? Are you really able to be in alignment and know that everybody plays their own intricate part? Because I have the Three of Pentacles in reverse here. So whatever's going on with you, earth signs, right now, whatever you're experiencing, whatever you're contemplating or mulling over, and it has been a cyclical, repetitive pattern, it's turn that mirror onto yourself. What is this pattern I haven't recognized in myself that I must change in order for me to grow through these relationships and through all of my relationships with others, so that I can have healthy relationship with myself and with others. So that is the message for the earth signs. I think we'll get one last parting message for us all. And we are back together. There you go. Taurus and Taurus. I have a lot of friends that are earth signs, and I'm watching them go through this passage right now myself, and not in judgment whatsoever. Some of us go through this lesson. We all go through it. Some of us go through it multiple times and then finally get it. And then we're there to hold space and be that solid for those who are still rolling around in the same experience, different person, or same experience, same person, different scenario. You know, we all go through it. So no judgment there. It is part of life. What is our parting message for this time around? Okay. going to pull from the Oracle of the Seven Energies to wrap this up. Yes, and if anybody is interested in having a personal one-to-one private reading with me, I do them either remotely through FaceTime or Zoom. If you live in the area of Chester County, Pennsylvania, I do them in person at Solace Farms Day Retreat in Chester Springs. And I can also do pre-recorded messages that you can keep forever and go back and refer to from time to time. So just send me an email. My information is in the description box. It is BeTheChange333 at Comcast.net. And I'll give you all the different options and the pricing, and you can decide if you want to book a session with me. My sessions are getting quite booked up lately, but that's a good thing. All right, final message for us all. Thank you. In perfect harmony. I love this one. And this is my wish for everybody, for all of us, to be in perfect harmony. I think I was talking about this in the last live as I was feeling the energy and looking at the Schumann resonance chart and noticing there was a note, a frequency that was off. It was not in harmonics with the rest of them. And you could feel it. Sometimes you can feel it when something is just off in the collective energy field of Earth. And that happens from time to time. And I really equate that to some of the artificial frequencies that, 5G, I think 6G is coming out next, and Wi-Fi, microwaves, and all the stuff that's just filtering through the energetics along with the natural energetics. And then, of course, the emotions of all human beings on the planet contribute to the collective energy field. And hi, Amy. Cacophony. I don't know what that is, but that sounds like what I'm talking about. I probably didn't even say it right. Cacophony. Phony. Is that about phonics? I can't talk today. Phonics? Harmonics? Imperfect harmony. You are entering a time of healthy, harmonious partnerships. Collaboration is key here as you're invited to explore the potential inherent in making a commitment to another person, a group, or even yourself. Know that you're bringing different gifts to the table. You don't have to be in exact locked steps with everyone else. Being your authentic self actually brings you into alignment with others. You are a note in a harmony that neither overpowers nor is overpowered by any other. Your beautiful interdependence allows you all to shine. Just keep an eye out for a sign that your subconscious, which has been conditioned by your previous hurts and experiences, is working in a way not in accord with what your healthy self intends. For example, you may desire a relationship but expect to be betrayed, so you unconsciously sabotage it. Ooh, I know that one. Oh, a mismatch of sounds or music. Exactly. And that's what I was feeling in the frequencies the last time I went live, which was not, I don't remember that when that was, because I got sick. Um, yeah. Sometimes we sabotage it because of our past pain and we expect something to happen. Don't bring your past into your present and create a potential future based off of your past, is basically this. Um, you say you want to lose weight, but continue to eat compulsively and avoid exercise. In these moments, you are not attuned with yourself, and this disharmony spills out into other parts of your life. If this is happening, you might want to take a hard look at yourself, do a self inventory, forgive yourself, and then start singing a new song of self love and acceptance. What's really great about this is how quickly you are now able to turn this around. Have no fear. It is so easy to get back in tune. All it takes is self-honesty and a willingness to heal. You can do it. This is a really fortunate time. Oh, thank you, Amy. Yes, I am feeling better. This is a really fortunate time, and it can be difficult for those of us who've had a really traumatic experiences, especially in relationships, all relationships, family, friends, lovers, with others. You may think you're over it, but then there's all this stuff that's stored subconsciously, unconsciously. It's in our energy field, it's in our nervous system, it comes back up. When it does, we call it triggered, or like when it does, that's an indicator of like, oh, this is still in me. This is in my vibration. This is in somewhere. This is what we can use our relationships for too. If everybody knew this about each other, we would be in much better harmony. We'd have more compassion instead of projecting blame out onto each other. We could have an understanding and help each other heal, because we've all had traumatic pasts. We all have. No, don't give up on ourselves. We've worked so hard to get to this point. Yes, we have. Absolutely, we have. We've worked so hard, and it's paying off in a big way. Somebody asking me how old I am. I am 54. I am 54. I am a grandmother of 2 beautiful grandbabies. And I feel like I'm 10 times that age. I feel like I've been here a long time. I've lived many lifetimes in this one lifetime. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it all. I'm grateful for you all too. Thank you for being here. And yeah, really. Thank you for sharing your space and your time and your energy, and just contributing to this beautiful connection that we all are having together here. I appreciate every single one of you. And I hope that you have a beautiful, great weekend. I can't wait to be back and connect with you again. I really feel like there's some, well, I don't feel like in reading the astrology, there are many more catalysts and activators to come for 2026 that are really jolting everybody awake. Like, who is dictating reality? What is reality? All of these things. So, hi, hello, one little drop in the ocean. So, I'll be here with y'all to just kind of dive in it and connect the dots, and be here together through it all. Because truly, we have the power to create our reality too. And it is becoming more apparent that it is important that not only do we focus on creating our individual reality, but we create the reality that is harmonious for all, especially the children and the innocent, and those who are in need of support and assistance, the elderly, those who have special needs, and that we put our time and our effort and focus on being that source of support for all. So much love to you all. Take care. Bye.